of the FIBA AmeriCup 2022. And the final game of 4, Venezuela and Panama getting set to tip off momentarily. We've already had an upset in Group C. Earlier today, we saw Mexico defeating the United States 73-67. And now Venezuela and Panama will jockey for position in Group C action. There's the score line. You see it. It's a shock, sending waves through the AmeriCup. Felt like all 3 games we've had so far have been thrilling. We're expecting another one as we close day 1 out here in Recife. Still some fans hanging on. A lot of basketball they've seen so far. We hope you enjoy today's action as well. Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. And Javon, we're getting set to be introduced to these 2 teams as they'll run through the tunnel for the first time here at the AmeriCup. And out the tunnel first is Venezuela. Venezuela, of course, with a FIBA world rank of 17. Hoping to at least keep this rank as they look towards potentially punching their ticket for the FIBA Basketball World Cup a year from now. The AmeriCup providing an opportunity to improve that world rank. Venezuela giving their chops at the opportunity to do so. As the full team runs out the tunnel for the first time here in Recife. And now we'll turn our attention to Panama. They're excited to be here in Recife as well. Panama will be wearing the road red uniforms. Venezuela will rock the home whites. Well, it was a long day of travel for Panama to arrive here in Recife. They've made it. They're suited up. They've got a little bit of a sweat going. And now they get set to take the court and try to get a W in their first game. Now that both teams have run out the tunnel, we'll now pause for the playing of the national anthems as we tick down towards tip-off of the final game here on game day number 1. It's a FIBA AmeriCup 2022 from Recife.
Standing for the national anthem of Venezuela. gift exchange. Un regalo entre los hermanos panameños y venezolanos.
Well, gifts are now exchanged, and we'll take a years of age, still getting it done. Countdown to tip-off now, presented by Tissot. As we see Panama with their rank 49th in the world, according to FIBA's world rank. And a good showing here at this tournament could help that rank improve greatly. Venezuela on the other end, they're ranked 17th in the world according to FIBA. A surprise to some, that is a better ranking than Canada, a better ranking than some of the other teams here in this FIBA AmeriCup here in Brazil. Let's see if they're able to hold on and make sure they improve that rank. Moments away from tip-off. Venezuela will be in the home white. Panama will be in the road red. Two teams take the court here for the first game on match day number 1. It is the 4th game we've seen. If they're anything like the first 3, we're in for a thriller. All right, seems like everyone is A-OK and ready to rock here. Venezuela and Panama getting set to tip. Off we go, final game of match day 1. Panama in the road red, Venezuela in the home white. Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. Thanks for joining us wherever you are, however you're doing so. First game for these two teams here at the AmeriCup in Brazil. King underneath, no look pass. And the Ball that was last touched, they say, by Venezuela for the shot clock for Panama to work with. Flor Melendez, the head coach, Puerto Rican head coach, leading this Panamanian program. See what they run here. Off the inbound, Rodriguez, no good, and Graterol vacuums in the rebound. Carzola, Graterol. Wendy Graterol bumping inside, that's an easy two. And a good start to the tournament for the captain.
Graterol, and again, getting a deep touch, good post position there. A fake and getting back to his left shoulder, over his left shoulder. Physical play early, great start.
Gaskins looking for help now. Finds it from Rodriguez, who tees up a three, in and out.
And hopefully we see a better shooting start for both of these teams than we've seen in the previous game between Canada and Brazil.
Yeah, Canada and Brazil really struggled from three-point range. Brazil caught fire to close the game, and it led to a victory for them. Nerves always a factor in your first game here, a major tournament. As Gaskins steps back, that's a three, the referee says. That is last touch by Venezuela, so it'll stay here with 14 on the clock for Panama to work with.
And you have to think as well for Panama, right, coming in late today and coming right to the gym. What are their legs going to be like, right? It's tough travel to come in and get right to the arena, but you got to come out and compete, right? There's no excuses when you get out there and that ball's tossed up.
Turnover there, and see Venezuela could take advantage of it. Not only just a turnover, but the fact that Panama just arrived here in Recife and are playing limited time to really prepare for this big game. Cifuentes. Tough shot there by Matarán. Quick 4-point lead for Venezuela. Rodriguez crossing over, now spins in the lane. It's a good take there by Romero.
And he's somebody to watch, right? A young player for Panama, but always aggressive, always active, right? He's going to make some young plays, but his attention is there, his engagement is there.
You see Graterol finishing the pick and roll with the floater. There's a lot of great bigs in this tournament. Graterol is one of them for Venezuela. Romero right to the rim on the pick and pop.
Good job there, just slipping that screen, rolling to the basket hard. Good catch, and just the awareness to see the traffic around him and finish.
Carzola tees up a two, no good. Graterol keeps possession alive for Venezuela. Cifuentes, good skip pass. And three on the way, no good by Caño. There's Rodriguez, uses the Romero screen. Romero now puts it on the deck, driving inside, rejected by Graterol. Cifuentes in front of everybody and puts it home.
Again, the defense turning to offense, right? Pushing it, block shot, easy basket, get back on defense, trying to get consecutive stops here.
A 4-year score. Rodriguez from the corner, no good. Once again, Venezuela looking to push. Cifuentes uses the Graterol screen. Fire to pass over to Acaño. He couldn't handle it. Now Cifuentes uses the Acaño screen. Carzola for three. Left it short. Guess who's right there? It's Acaño. Bucket and one.
And Romero just got caught, and Catanio's back there, and just making a good play, staying with the shot. coming up with it and easy layup, right? Like those are easy points. Those are easy baskets. Those are gimmies.
3-point play completed for Canio. Bad pass there. Cifuentes got his fingertips to it. See the protective brace on the left hand of Gaskins. 5 and red. He's kind of clutching at it. If he's playing injured here to start the AmeriCup. Romero got away with a walk and kissed it off the glass for 2. He has all 6 points now for Panama. Cifuentes. That's pure.
Picking his spots, getting there and just rising up, right? And confident. Getting to his left hand, and right-handed shooters tend to like that, like dribbling to getting to your right hand and stepping into it right, left. That solid base under him. You could just see that when he got up, he was squared, got his eyes on the basket, and just knocked it down.
13-6 your score halfway through the first quarter. And ooh, that ball looked like it was off of the knee of Rodriguez. Stay here. You decide at home. Yeah, definitely touch Panama last. A break now for the Panamanians. Ellen bound with 15 ticks on the shot clock. Alejandro Grant is into the game for Panama, number 3 in red, top of your screen. King, nice cut. And good patience to finish inside.
Just a good read there, right? He's setting the screen for Gaskins, sees that the defense jumps out, and just rolls, slips to the basket, making himself available.
Cifuentes. Nice floater there. Good control. It looked like he was moving in and out of control, but the soft touch and able to get it to go.
And a good job just over that flare screen to see that Gaskins was trailing him, and Cifuentes continuing to take him to the basket.
King hitting the deck. That's a kick ball, so we'll stay here. As Mataran complaining. Probably should have hit the deck, and he might have ended up with possession. 14 on the shot clock. Here it is. It's always the first one to the floor that ends up getting possession. And King definitely was the first man, chest on the deck.
And, you know, I'll say I'm watching both of these two teams, and we've seen 6 other teams play today. And Venezuela or Panama may not be the most talented teams out in this tournament, but they've come out here, and I feel like they've ran their offense a bit more intentional, right? A bit more crisp than what we've seen in those first 3 games.
Machore driving inside. Couldn't finish with the left hand. Betancourt. Graterol. Graterol now left alone. Got his own miss. Looking for help, and he was fouled by Grant. And Grant giving the official the Mutombo, saying, no, I did not foul him. Referee winning that battle. Here it is.
And just sticking with his own play there, right? 3 defenders there, comes up with the rebound. And I like the word stick-to-itiveness, right? And a little bit of that there. I actually heard Coach Nick Nurse with that, Raptors and Canadian national team head coach.
Definitely uses that phrase quite a bit. Raterol could not control the Betancourt pass. It leads to a turnover for Venezuelans. 15-8 the score, 3:40 remaining in the first period. Gaskins. Julian stated green. Romero tried to force it up over Cratero. Couldn't get it to go, but somehow comes away with his own miss. Gaskin had a notion. Now we'll use the Romero screen. Screen did not get used either. Tough step back. If Gaskin's hitting that's going to be a long night for the defense. His first triple. Lead back down to 4. Chore with great defense there for Panama. Here's Nachore now with a flat-footed rebound. Gaskin up top. Cratero says no. It leads to a break. Cifuentes. Cratero commits the foul. The backcourt.
That's just a frustration foul there. Came up with a big defensive play. And you see here, Gaskin's that shot you talked about, the step back, create the space. Left-handed, tough to guard. Almost James Harden-esque with that side step, creating the space into his jump shot, and got good rotation, got under the ball there and gave it a chance.
Chore now with the inbound as we approach 2:20 remaining in the first period. Chore crossing over. Romero. And the team's first 6 points. Chore. In and out crossover. Gaskin pulls. Can't get it to go. Pulled down by Cano. Martinez now into the game the first time he touches the rock for Venezuela. Shooting drying up for both teams now as they're hitting the front of the rim on most attempts. Gaskin, step back again, pure again.
Getting comfortable, right? There's 2 shots on that right side of the court there. Again, that one hard dribble to get the defense off of him, and just quick enough gathers himself into a shot.
Reduces the lead to 1. Martinez. 3 on the way, no good. Bolivar inside. Good big passing, and Cano pays it off with a kiss off the glass. Double on Gaskin. He throws it away. Friend Grady Diaz sitting courtside. Almost got a touch. She let that go. Clock's still running here in the arena. Referees haven't caught it yet. It's still running on your screen as well. They're at the scores table now trying to figure it out.
It's a late game. The refs they're trying to get out of here. And this is just the 4th quarter. I can't imagine what this is the 1st quarter, excuse me. I can't imagine what the 4th is going to be.
There's going to be a timeout on the floor. And we'll address the clock issue. Right now, score is correct. 20-15, Panama in front over Venezuela.
Sí. Sí, sí. ¿Ah? ¿Está bien? Vamos a tomar un poquito de agua. Hace mucho calor acá, ¿eh? No es como el domo, esto está acondicionado ya en Barquisimeto.
Está bastante mejor hoy, te quedó muy bien con la preparación del aire.
Qué lindo, ¿no?
Bien. Perfecto.
¿Cómo estábamos? ¿De novela?
Perfecto.
¿De novela?
Lo único,
¿Vos viste cuánto quedaban?
45.
Ah, listo. ¿Viste?
¿Qué te iba a decir? Lo que hay que chequear es que siempre están haciendo presión, toda la cancha, el central que se quede, siempre. Y el líder que no esté en la línea final, que esté un poquito, más
adentro, ¿no?
Y después, eso es mecánica, después vamos. Bien, eligiendo los
¿Pronto?
y ahí vamos.
Vamos. ¿Vamos?
¿Estamos? El tiempo muerto es mío.
¿Cómo sigue esto? ¿Cómo sigue esto? De lateral, ¿no?
Y lateral de Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Vamos. Fernando.
Blanco, blanco, blanco.
Fernando.
It's going to be Venezuelan basketball coming out of the timeout. 45 seconds back on the clock. You heard the officials talk about it.
Let's go.
Putting time back on the clock for Venezuela. 17-14 your score. Panama leaving their huddle a little late. Romero been the star so far for Panama. He had the team's first 6 points. So a lot of energy on the floor. There we go after that lengthy timeout to address the clock issues. Betancourt now being watched by Ochoa. Betancourt uses the Bolivar screen. Great skip pass. Canyo was hammered by Romero as he tried to take it to the rack.
And Romero just got caught there. One of the a few times he was lax. A good job in the ball screen, but recovering too far into the paint where the big had already switched it to recover his man. So at that point, his job is just to get to the paint, find the four-man who was at the top of the key.
Mayor is into the game for Venezuela, number 27 in white. That's Rock right now after the foul call. 8 seconds to shoot. Actually, wasn't a foul call, it was just an out of bounds. Shot clock reset back to 14. Martinez. Mayor knocks down his first shot attempt from three.
A great find by Martinez. Just seeing the defense collapse, had 3 defenders with him. Great cross-court pass to the corner, open corner 3.
Tough shot, and it's going to be a foul call. And that's 3 free throws coming for Machado.
See it again, just attacking, aware of the shot, aware of the clock rather. Drawing a foul, and if this is one way you want to end the quarter, it's getting yourself to the free throw. 11 seconds left here.
Well, it says 11 seconds on the clock on your screen and in the arena. There certainly isn't 11 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Glad I'm not losing it because I was sure.
Machado got fouled as the clock expired to end the first period. So surely they might put some time back on the clock to just add here. But bottom line is there's going to be free throws on the way. Let's listen in to the officials here.
Always have time.
Ok, sí, clarísimo. Tenemos que
It was the foul. Before the
chequear
time,
el momento de
always
contacto.
have time.
Perfecto. We need to check the moment of the contact. Tenemos que chequear el momento de contacto. Y ahí ponemos el reloj. ¿Y ahí no tenés nada?
Yes, eso estamos de acuerdo.
Fue antes.
Sí, eso está clarísimo.
Ay, verá. A ver, mira ya.
Here's the replay that
Sí,
the
pero
officials are
yo
waiting
después.
for.
Después del foul. Sí, hubo foul. El tema es el tiempo después.
Congelá, pero no me congelás la imagen. En el
Foul
momento que hay
clearly
contacto necesito que me congeles.
before the red lights around the backboard went on. So there should be some time back on the clock. Let's see it again. Same angle. It's going to be under a second, no question about it. And remember, folks, we're seeing this in super slow-mo. The referees had to make this call in real speed. So as they try to get it right, we know that there's going to be free throws coming.
No podemos perder más tiempo. Vamos a poner un segundo.
Back on the clock.
Ya son.
Sí, la falta de tiempo.
It's just a matter of whether we get
No.
3 free
A ver ahí.
throws and how much time is actually on the clock for Machado, who rises up. There's the contact. It's about 1 second-ish from the naked eye.
Sí. Ratifica la falta, Diego. Ratifica la falta. La falta en tiempo.
Yo miro la luz roja y
La falta en tiempo.
Antes,
Uno.
entonces ya está.
Vamos, chicos.
So there's the decision from the officials. 1 second remaining in the first quarter. And Machode at the line now will take his free throws. This is the first. Mention how tough it is for Panama to fly in basically and walk onto the court. Have you ever had a situation in your playing career where you had to do that?
Absolutely, and I remember it vividly because we walked in to play the host team, which was Greece at the time, and they gave us a beat. They just laid it on thick, and I'll never forget that. It was, you know, we flew in, and you know, don't quote me, but I think it was about a 40-point beat we got. And believe me, you couldn't tell that the game was out of reach by the way the crowd was into it. Every basket, they poured it on. They just added fuel to fire, and I was like, this has got to end. It probably was the longest game that I was ever a part of.
Well, Panama hoping that they're on the right side of the scoreboard by the end of this game. Right now, down 3 after 1. Venezuela 19, Panama 16. First quarter in the books here at the AmeriCup in Brazil. There are the shooting numbers for both teams. Venezuela shooting well from 2-point range, taking everything inside if Panama's going to give it to them. And this is an opportunity to see the best plays from the first 10 minutes of this one. Everything inside the arc for Venezuela. They know where they're effective, where they're going to get the majority of their buckets. They're 0 for 7 is Venezuela from 3-point range. Panama faring much better, 2 for 5, 40% from distance. Pretty clean game on both sides, just 2 turnovers apiece for both teams.
For plays like that, right, Fontes using that flare screen, getting leg to the basket here, and smart, heady plays, and Pizzola, good pass, good decision. And then Gaskins, again, just a playmaker, right? Knowing how to get a bucket, how to create space. Good to see him here sidestepping and just keeping that live dribble with his hand rolling, the ball rolling in his hand there. Again, between the legs, stepping back, creating the space that he needs. And just that little bit of space, that little bit of light allows him to land on, you know, a solid base to get up into his jump shot. You give guys that type of time, that type of space, and a solid foundation. You know, you're playing at this level because you're going to be elite of the elite.
A reminder, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now for streams, schedule, and scores. Courtside 1891, the official app of the AmeriCup here in Brazil. You can also follow along with Eurobasket that's going on simultaneously. And in a couple of weeks, the FIBA Women's World Cup of Basketball. I can't wait for that. That will be happening in Australia. Definitely have to have the Courtside 1891 app. See all the streams in your respective countries. Bolivar, first look, no good. Good defense there by Panama. Machode got away with a carry. Now he'll turn the corner. Good low dribble for Machode, and Bolivar a little too aggressive, bumping.
And we've seen some really good guard play. Machode here, you see turning the corner and making a pass there. Just timing was a little off, but we've seen a lot of really good guards today. We've seen some quick guards, right? And Machode, you can tell he's one of them, changes speeds, really good ball control, and obviously we've seen Dos Santos earlier, really good and really exceptional speed at that.
Dos Santos came off the bench on the TCL Player of the Game in our previous matchup, leading Brazil to a victory over Canada. That's great footwork, but the finish was not there. Betancourt drops it off for Bolivar, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
And that's
It's almost like Betancourt ran into his own man.
Yeah, and Bolivar knew, right? He kind of had that chuckle there, knew he got away with one, but that's tough as well because Betancourt is putting his big man in a position where, hey, you got to catch it, stop on 2, make a decision, gather your feet. That's tough for big men, right? So comes up with a foul here. But again, decision making, right? Decision making, especially if you're a young guard, it's just little things like those. You go back, great to have this experience, but still things to learn and improve on game to game. You see Venezuela with a little full court press here.
Gaskin. Jab step there by Grant, takes the bump, tried to finish over contact but could not. When Mayor pulls down the rebound. That's an offensive foul as Bolivar a little bit too aggressive, trying to create some space for his team. There it is. Stuck the knee out a little bit. Good cell job though. As you mentioned, pressure back applied by Venezuela. Trying to speed this game up a little bit. And also potentially to wear Panama out. As we mentioned, they just arrived here in Recife, still trying to get their legs underneath them. Hanging in tough right now, only down 4. Betancourt. Bodies dropping to the floor. As Veteran drills the 3. Gaskin tries to respond. That's too strong. A battle for the rock. It's going to go the other way, and oh no. Might be a rolled ankle there.
Yeah, and that's a lot of man. Bolivar falling down on the ankle. You see here, just falls on the sticker and capitalizing, right? Nobody in front of you. Open shot. There's no time to think about it. Let it up, let it fly. And those are good shots, make or miss, because at the same time, the other 4 players on your team know it's going up and get themselves to rebound in position.
Ball poked away by Rodriguez. Will stay here with 19 on the clock. Just over 8 minutes to play in the first half. Veteran behind the back to Bolivar. Can't finish it. Right on the doorstep. Boy, you could have wiped his feet on the welcome mat. Rang the doorbell. Did all day. Wide open and still couldn't make the layup. Gaskins. Grant, that's stolen by Fuenmayor. And he'll go to the 10. Tried to fend off the defender instead of trying to lay up. 2 opportunities for Venezuela wasted right in the half circle. Gaskins. Great jab. Gaskins. Oh! Romero rises up and punches it home.
And Gaskins again, like rejecting the screen there. And Romero played a bit with him, just knows he's going to attack, just look above the rim, and Romero, nice finish on top of the defense.
Betancourt almost blew a tire there. Still able to get it away. Gaskins now will push. And Panama with a little bit of momentum after that Romero flush. Gaskins galloping, gets into his rhythm and pure on the jumper.
Right? He's so good in that mid-range area, and a number of the shots, like I mentioned earlier, have been on that right side, right? Fading, really good getting into a shot, 1 dribble, but using that advantage and just leaning and fading right a bit as he's elevating, creating some space.
Fuenmayor for 3, no good. Romero clears. Panama with an opportunity to tie with a 3 on this possession. Rodriguez. This is a Romero screen. Skip pass. Grant pulls. Left that one way short. Martinez with an easy 2.
Just gathered himself on 2, hop step there, just seen the defense blow by and laid it up.
Rodriguez flashes across the lane and gets rewarded. Grant with the fine. Betancourt. Fully fouled. It was hacked. It's way before the shot, so it's on the floor. It's only the second team foul for Panama here in this period.
Betancourt penetrating here, and the mistake Rodriguez made was just picking him up, right? And he got a step on him, got into the paint, and dropped it down for the foul. But I appreciate Rodriguez making the shot on one end and has the awareness and the will to pick up, right? But you got a quick defender, you still have to gap and not allow them to turn that corner and get the step on you.
Zola with the floater. Counted for 2.
Zola, another quick guard, right? Got around Romero on that ball screen action there, turned it, and then got into his floater.
Did a good job of avoiding the charge as well. Rodriguez tried to pay off the floater, can't get it to go. And look at Carzola, the smallest player on the floor, coming away with the basketball there. Gratero. A lot of body moving there. Could not finish on the bunny.
The spacing on that fast break has to be better, right? A couple times we've seen Venezuela put their bigs in some compromising positions in that transitions.
That's just great defense there by Cifonte. Coach Melendez wanting a foul call. No whistle coming. 27-22 your score. 4:20 remaining in the half. Cifontes. They want to go to Gratero. Nice pass inside. Oh, blew the dunk. Gasket, skip pass. Is that a foul or a travel? There's the foul call. The bucket. He'll go to the line for one more.
And Ayarza, he fought for that one, right? Stayed with it. Ayarza, excuse me. Attacking the basket. May have had a case for a call there, but again, fought. Came up with it and rewarded.
Josima Ayarza, that's his first 2 of the night. He'll try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play here. Reduce the lead to 2. He does. Rattles home the free throw. So Panama hanging in tough here. 3:52 remaining in the first half. Cifonte using the Gratero screen. And that's an offensive foul. It's a great job by Jonathan King coming across. Here it is, Javon.
Good job forcing it and just being there outside that paint. Had his feet planted. Smart play.
Rodriguez, ball on the string. Couldn't complete the layup. Looking for the foul call. Gonna have to hustle back defensively. Venezuela looks to push. Cifontes calls Gratero out for the screen. Nice pass again. This time does complete the dunk.
Fingertips it. But he completed it, right? Two is two. But Cervantes, great job just seeing that cut from the weak side there in the pick and roll action. You could just see his eyes locked in on that weak side there. A great cut, good finish.
Rodriguez got hammered, and he'll go to the line for two.
And Rodriguez, he's been trying to get into the paint looking for the foul. May have missed one, wanted one earlier, but came back down and said, I'm going to force the refs to make this call. Again, attacking, taking the bump. And I don't even know if he was looking at the basket or just had his eyes pierced in on the ref to like, look, you're going to make this call.
Rodriguez misses his first attempt. Barely any legs in that shot. Credit to Panama for coming ready to play here so far in this game. Staying within striking distance. Goes in to the halftime break. Craterol banging with Romero. Wendy Craterol. The jump hook not there. And Romero standing his ground. Great job defensively. Gaskins uses a Romero screen. Ariza wanted the foul call, did not get it. He's looking around for an official to yell at it. He trots back on defense and a frustration foul there. Araza with the foul there. Here it is, the body check.
See here, you know, it's play like that, there's going to be dirty plays, but you have to be careful because that could have been dangerous right there, especially with, you know, not seeing the play coming and the screen in the back and whiplash, and you can just see. But a frustration foul at the same time, you got to be smart.
Timeout on the floor, 29-26, Venezuela in front. 2:14 remaining in the second quarter.
We break on the press, he open. Somebody else got to come middle and move it. It's not just me. You tell him to come back around for it. I ain't trying to run the bitch down the whole game.
Jueguen, lo que tienen que hacer es jugar. Jugar baloncesto, es lo que tienen que hacer. No estar hablando ni hablando. Allá, no switchen por switchar. Se switchean por switchar. Y Trevor, el grande que tiene aquí, mete un layup. No switchen por switchar. ¿Entendieron? Vuelvo y les repito. Saca la bola Yarza. Eric aquí, Eric, el 1, el 2 y el 3, por favor. No te vayas a correr. Tú eres que tiene que sacar la bola o estar aquí si Eric la está sacando.
Let's go, please. Let's go.
Vamos. Lo que tiene que coger la bola ayer contra el preseo.
Spirited huddle to say the least. There's the finish above the rim.
Just rejected it. You could just see him, seeing the big man step up and just threw it over there. Romero ready, above the rim, lanky, athletic. Just see him there, and we spoke about it early. Liked what I seen from him in the World Qualifiers, the windows. Young guy, and just, again, energy.
A lot of bounce in those legs. Zola comes out of the timeout. Cratero cleans up the mess. Some energy out of the timeout for Venezuela. Trying to close this half strong. Maybe sensing a little bit of fatigue for Panama. Bad pass. Cifonte got away with the walk too as he picked it off. Zola. Cratero all alone underneath. What a look.
Panama's defense just breaking down, right? No communication, nobody on that backside directing traffic, and it leads to easy plays like that.
Cifonte asking his team to talk to him. Pull out some of the screens, another bad pass. And Gazol nice look away. Atano had that slip right through his fingertips.
And that one slipped through, but if there's one thing Cervantes can do is he has court vision, right? He's willing. He's a willing passer. A couple times tonight, he's made some big plays and very unselfish at the same time because he had an attack, right? And was just waiting for his big to get down the court, try to dime him off.
Animated moment there for Jonathan King as he hits the bench. Machore back into the game, number 4 in red for Panama. Minute 25 is close in on the halftime break. Plenty of time to work. He'll drive, he slipped on the floor. Romero found some space to kiss it off the glass.
And the hands are at Machore, a tough pass in traffic, and Romero again showed us great hands above the rim, but now in traffic catching it and finishing.
Casola for 3, no good. And Machore got hammered, lost a shoe in the process. Physical game, this basketball. Here it is. Boom!
And popped right out of the shoes. I'm not sure if it was the contact or it was how fast he was going, too fast for the shoes.
Blows the tire and has to repair on the side of the road. Officials trying to move this game along. Machore, I'm sure, trying to get a quick breather using a veteran trick. We'll go to the free throw line nonetheless, as that foul put Venezuela in the penalty. Machore's first free throw, no good, left it short. Splits the pair of free throws. 33-29 your score. Venezuela in front. 35 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Ratero bumping inside. Now showing some patience, and he traveled.
Picked up that pivot there, but I like what I've seen from Ratero. Like he physical, and I think it's refreshing to come here and see, and you mentioned a number of the big men that are here. Refreshing to see bigs that aren't afraid of contact, aren't afraid to play physical, because we've been so accustomed of seeing, you know, perimeter play from bigs and shooting threes. But these guys have gotten down low, mix it up, thrown some elbows, thrown some shoulders, broad shoulders. And definitely different, but again, refreshing.
Montenegro inside for Romero. Ratero says no. Protecting his house. Cervantes in the open floor. Great pass. Arzola with the 3 to end the first half. And gets a chest bump from Cervantes to boot.
And Cervantes, you can see why he was a Colombian LPB champion this past year, because plays that he makes, right? Just smart, heady plays, unselfish, always giving up good shots and finding his teammates for great shots, rather. So those are winning style plays.
36-29 your score at the half. Venezuela in front of Panama. Here we see the first half stats. Venezuela struggling to shoot from three-point range, but Panama barely scraping by with 33% themselves. The assist total in favor of Venezuela. They're moving the ball a lot more in Panama. And here is the top scorers. Romero, 10 points for Panama. Gratero leads the way with 8 for Venezuela. Well, we'll leave you with the first half highlights and be back with second half action. It's Venezuela 36, Panama 29. You're watching the FIBA AmeriCup live from Brazil.
Launching the three. No good. Mata! The putback dunk! Wow, did he time that perfect.
3-on-1 opportunity. Marshall leading the break. Hearn can't finish. Mumford follows for the dunk.
4 guys running the floor. Full speed for USA.
Grabs up the rebound, misses it. Gregory Vargas tries to shoot, can't do it. To John Cox, get it off from 3-point range. Great basket by John Cox.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable.
Solano through the paint. Solano. Turnover. Ranger. Lays it off. Fittipaldo to the basket. What a block by Solano. Good recovery that time by Solano.
Guarded by Atencia. Stolen away. Jackson. Mascara with the big follow.
Garino with Gutierrez. Also over the screen, hands inside to Garino, Cusino, great pass. Inbound pass by Villalobos to Walter Huck. First keeps going, takes off. 3-point shots from Robert. Way downtown, and he gets it in.
Walter Hodge is something else. We have been two very good point guards in this one.
Nice. Double-double. 53-50. There he is going for the basket. Usually he just does his work on the block, that time in the paint.
It's not crunch time yet, but you still got to get some scores here.
Perez, the open jumper. We haven't seen him miss too many of those. Now I roll at the other end. He goes up and stuffs it over Lorenzo Mata. And that electrifies this crowd and brings the timeout from Sergio Valdeomios and Mexico.
Back we are here in Recife, Brazil for the FIBA AmeriCup 2022. Venezuela up 36-29 over Panama. Under a minute to go before we start the second half. There is the Panamanian huddle. They just arrived here in Recife today. And basically came right off the plane and now are playing in this game. Let's listen to this. Oh, that was the quickest huddle we've ever listened into. Got there for the breakdown.
Venezuela, they can sense blood, they can taste blood, and they did a good job in that first half of just punching it into the paint, getting to the paint and manning the paint there. 11 of 18, 61% down low, right? So anything in that mix, and it's not just the bigs, it's the guards getting there, mixing it up and making plays. But that to me is an indication of, what team is the aggressor and who's on their heels. So if you're Panama, you definitely have to provide, put up more of a wall, more of a resistance in the paint and around.
Off we go here in the second half. It starts off with an offensive foul. 36-29 your score. 20 minutes of play. Panama in the road red, Venezuela in the home white. Going from right to left on your screen, Carlin Gay alongside Javon Shepard. It's the AmeriCup here from Recife, Brazil. 3 on the way, no good. And Gaskin pulls down the rebound. Didn't have any lead changes in that first half as Gaskin tees up the mid-range jumper and knocks it down. It's up to 10 and counting. Venezuela led the whole way. The largest lead was 7. Cazola crossing over. Materan, his 3 no good. And King with the flat-footed board. There's one player that can get it going here for Panama. It is this man with the rock. Trevor Gaskin snakes the dribble. Foul before the shot as King got grabbed. Cifonte picking up his second foul. Here it is on the replay.
He's just trying to get over the screen and just got into it and was hugging King there.
It's a tough move.
The said they were making something out of nothing, right? Wanted the screen where King didn't get it and just, again, kept his dribbling to the basket, forced the issue, just came up with the basketball.
Gaskin's with good hands there, poked it away and forcing a kick ball from Cifontes.
And you can see Rodriguez there, telling the ref he had an easy transition basket there, easy fast break.
Edgar Martinez checks into the game, number 12 in white. Materan was sit. Some size now on the floor for Venezuela as they see their lead dwindle down to 3. Here's King. Another foul away from the basket. As Rodriguez hit the deck. Martinez just checked in and picks up his first foul. Here it is. Just kind of running over Rodriguez there as he tried to set the screen.
Run him over and then had that chicken wing there, pinned him into it.
Well, we already saw one massive comeback today, and it was Canada. Rather, it was Colombia coming back in their game earlier this morning. They were down by as many as 8 heading into the third quarter. A 16-0 run gave them a victory over Uruguay. Panama was down by as many as 7. They could tie with a 3 on this possession. Ball last touched by Panama will go the other way. Job there by Martinez not touching it as it was going out of bounds. Zola looking for help. Finds it in Cifuentes. Canio inside. Lateral forces it up, can't get it to go, and he's screaming at the official for a foul call. Last touch by Venezuela will stay with Panamanian possession. 21 on the shot clock. They do have to get over the half-court line prior to the 8-second count, so keep that in mind as pressure is now shown by Venezuela. Romero already has one poster, almost had another as he finger rolls it over the top of Prateron.
And Romero, I'm telling you, I seen him a couple of weeks ago, and just his confidence here, you can just see it growing quick, making that play, Euro step. You can see that he has the big hands.
Offensive foul, Rodriguez stepping in and taking the charge. And Panama has come alive here in this third quarter, leading to a timeout for Venezuela. 1-point lead, Venezuela up on Panama. 7:08 remaining in the third.
Hay que jugar sin el balón, papi, sin el balón. Están parados cuando estamos reversando el balón. Se está reversando el balón. Hay que jugar acá, hay un backdoor. Si no lo muevo al tipo, se lo van a comer físicamente. Ya está, ya lo sacaron de la cancha. Vamos, hombre. Vamos a jugar. Vamos a jugar uno en ataque. Atacar uno. Esto quiere decir, hacemos mal las cosas adelante y hacemos mal las cosas atrás. Atrás tenemos que hacer bien las cosas. Dos.
Reminder, you can scan the QR code that was just on your screen for live stats and so much more from the FIBA AmeriCup here in 2022 in Brazil. So a mini run here by Panama out of the halftime break. It's a 6-0 spurt. And it's a 1-point game. They have not led at all in this one. Panama has the opportunity now to take the lead with a bucket on this trip down the floor. Gaskin will inbound. We approach the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Rodriguez. Venezuela shows his zone. Gaskin puts it on the deck. Has 5 to shoot now. Skip pass. Rodriguez for 3. Can't get it to go. King tapped at it. Here's Martinez in the open floor, and he got hammered. And he'll go to the line. Very dangerous play as Gaskin attacking Gout.
And again, see here, getting up. But who makes that play? And that's Cifuentes. Again, just getting the basketball and just his awareness of the court. Catches it, looks up the court, headmans the ball like a quarterback, puts it on the money. A number of those plays today, doesn't do too much, not too much with the dribble, but really picks apart and impacts the game through his passing.
Martinez goes 2 of 2 from the line. Restores a 3-point lead for Venezuela. Gaskin Romero. Gaskin for three. Indeed. Ties the game. And counting for Gaskin. What a turnaround here in the third period. Panama. Garzola for three, responds. Intensity picking up now here in the third period. Gaskin for three again. Can't hit. Good rebound there. Cleared away. Cano for three now. Got it to go. Was left alone and he bangs home the three and it leads to a timeout.
It was a great action there out of that stagger, and he initially set that first screen. The guard curls off him. He pops back into his jumper.
44-38 the score. Venezuela in front with 5:27 to play in the third period.
Preseo, King y Ayarza. El 4 y el 5 aquí o el 5 y el 4. Ayarza aquí. Coño, ¿están los dos aquí o tú estás corriendo para acá?
Vamos, muchachos.
¿Entiéndeme? Tiro allá rápido. Viene para acá. 3 puntos. Nosotros o sea, tu mente tiene que estar todo el día metida en el juego. Joder, si no tienes la mente en el juego, vas a cometer errores que te van a costar carajo.
Gotta get stopped.
Let's go.
Para.
Eric, mira a ver si el pequeño, si ellos están con uno aquí arriba, hazle el pica a ese, no se la haga el que tiene feo, hacer a este. Para que
Sí. Ahí no había nadie, por eso fui a...
Está bien, pero está yendo muy lejos, yo creo. Ya hagan el post. Vamos. No pasa nada, muchachos, vamos. Vamos.
Spirited huddle for Panama once again after they let the opportunity to get in front slip away and tied the game on a Gaskin three. Just like that, lead is back up to 6, 44-38. First game for these two teams here in Brazil. Rodriguez, Gaskin, Ayarza now. Kicks to Rodriguez, that's a 2, and he rattles it home. Ball moving around the zone, rather, on that possession from Panama. Cifuentes driving, probing. Cano. Rejected by King. And they're going to call a foul. That was a big-time collision, mid-air collision as King came across. Oh, got him in the head area as well. The referees might have to take a look at this. Ooh.
And that's, you know, the tough part there is that
got the ball first, didn't he?
It looks like he got the ball, but it's the wind-up, right? And it's good to see him, you know, get up off the floor and he's okay, not hurt. But the danger in those plays is when you're airborne, right? Any slight hit can really, you know, get you off kilter and not allow you to break your fall, right? And that play may have looked a bit more dangerous than it was just because he lost balance in the air.
And King is a big body.
Yeah,
He's no small fry. Here's the officials.
He has a little size on him.
Le toca la bola, después le pega en la cara y lo entierra a cabeza. Quiero ver, a ver cuán le toca en la cara.
Oi, me dá a jogada, por favor.
Ahí viene. Ya la pusieron y ya se ve igual.
Coloca, por favor, novamente.
Okay.
Ahí está buena, Arriba, Julia. Déjame ver la cara. Está. No. Personal, ¿no?
Personal, sí.
2.
¡Oh, Gatsky!
Just a common foul as you hear the officials discuss over at the monitor. Good to see Akanyo's okay. His first free throw splash home. Back to a 5-point spread. Pressure shown by Venezuela as they lead by 6. Double figures now for Akanyo. Rodriguez had a notion to shoot. Side of Pedro. Flat-footed rebound off the miss by Craterol. Deal clear and Azola in the front court now. 10 remaining in the third. Good skip pass. Cifuentes, 3. Left it short. Craterol with another possession for Venezuela. Martinez gives it to Cifuentes. He forces up a shot. That's going to be a shot clock violation. As it came nowhere near the rim. Rodriguez inbounds, rolls it to Gaskin as he tries to conserve some time here in this third frame. Zone once again for Venezuela. Gaskin pulls for 2, indeed.
And his timing there, right, gets that screen on the zone and attacks and sees Craterol retreating back, and at that point he just rises up.
Cifuentes turns the corner. Tried to skip pass. It was last touched by Panama. Stay here with 9 to shoot. Cifuentes will sit potentially for the remainder of this quarter. Beran will check into the game for Venezuela. Here he is on the rock. Now comes off the curl. Good jab step, attacking. And oh no, awkward fall. Seems like he's okay. Thought he had done an ankle. This could have been worse. Right there.
It was just an awkward takeoff, and you're right. Like, those are the plays you worry when. It's not the big bangs or, you know, the big falls. It's when guys go down from the slightest things, you're always on caution there. But pop back up and good play, just rejecting, getting around the defense to his left side there, and probably just miscounted his steps. So it look a bit more awkward.
Free throw is short. This is both attempts from the line. Dinero in the game now for Panama. Gaskin, indeed, he's starting to feel it here in the third. 18 points and counting for Trevor Gaskin. Recife.
That's back-to-back threes, right?
Daniel bangs a three. He has 13. 52-45. 1 minute, 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. King tees it up and drills it.
And King didn't even know the ball was coming, right? That he was so open, and Gaskin seen it, dropped him off, and kind of caught it by surprise, but as soon as the ball touched his hands, he knew what to do with it.
Gaskin's hitting a couple of jump shots, attracting a lot more attention every time he comes off that screen. Ball poked out of Itaran's hands by Montenegro. Judge at home. Might have an argument there. It's his fourth foul now. And he'll likely sit.
And I think that's where the argument is for him, right? Is picks up that fourth and he knows one of two things: he's going to the bench, or he's going to have to play the rest of this game with caution and just being aware, or not as aggressive as he'd like to be.
Okay, Romero, you got to be careful about picking up the offensive foul. Because he attacks so aggressively, he gets baited into it. That might be the end of his night, rather than on the defensive end. Gaskin gets the switch he wants. King. Romero somehow got it and put it in and got fouled, and he'll go to the line for one more. The pinball alley-oop for Romero.
Had no clue was coming here. Ball tipped up in the air. Romero, just right place, right time. Just look how springy he is. Look at, almost like a little pogo stick there, getting up. And again, you know, these guys make it look easy, but catches the ball above the rim, turns, identifies where he is, and has the ability to finish, right? There's a lot of timing involved there, a lot of touch, a lot of feel. It's not just guys jumping as high as possible, catching the ball and figuring it out.
There's a lot of athletes here in this AmeriCup. He's going to be right up there with them, all of them. You'll look for a three-point play here. Good shift there by Romero. Leaves the game with 15 points. A bit of caution as he has 4 fouls. Being pounded by Gaskin. Canio for 3. In and out. King vacuums it in. Gaskin turns the corner, gets fouled. And he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Just a pro move. Turning the corner, feeling the contact, and attempting a jumper. Betancourt will pick up his second foul. Here it is. So it's with Gaskin from three-point range. Starting to show out here in this third period. 18 and counting, 4 of 7 from the land beyond.
He's a big rhythm guy, right? He sees 2 of them go in. That turns to 3, that turns to 4. And he's shifty, right? So that gives him another threat there. Is just when he's knocking down that 3 consistently, he can attack the basket and just opens up more opportunities for his scoring. But being the primary guard as well, takes some attention, a lot of the attention for his teammates.
back to a 2-point game. About a 2-second difference between shot and game clock as Betancourt wants to work 2-man game. Graterol inside. What a find by Betancourt. Gaskin floats it at the rim. Can't get it to go. Graterol doesn't offer an attempt. And that's how we'll end the third period. Well, Panama showing a lot of heart here in this third, battling back to get in the game. End of the third quarter. Venezuela up 4 on Panama. There are the stats through 3 here in Recife. Sights and sounds and some of the best plays from the third period.
Big time skill there by Romero, the Euro step, but then a nice finger roll, and you can just see the size of his hands, or just the ability to control the ball to roll it in.
Well, a reminder, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now for streams, schedules, and scores from all the FIBA competitions, including this one, the AmeriCup, Eurobasket, and the upcoming FIBA Basketball World Cup. Courtside 1891, the app you need for everything basketball. Start of the fourth quarter, Venezuela up 4 on Panama. The final game on match day number 1. Graterol inside with another rejection. That out of there. King saying, hey, use an up fake. Montenegro. Castillo. Montenegro. Fading away. That was pure.
That was pretty. That, guys, and you know, you always talk about guys getting to their spots. He got there, and then that nice fade to his right.
You see the 5 on the floor for Venezuela. This is Graterol banging inside, can't get it to go. Guess what? Panama with an opportunity to try and take the lead. They could do that with a 3. This man who has the rock, prone to do it. King ties the game.
And you look at Panama, the whole bench is up, right? And you gotta love that. Everybody clapping and invigorating their team and the enthusiasm there. Them guys are just as important right now, manufacturing some, generating some energy for them.
For 3, responds, and drills a triple.
I mean, but that will always silence you a bit. Right? That'll always silence the bench.
Now in double figures with 10 points. You weren't kidding about silencing the bench. It's like someone pulled the plug right out of him. Gaskin was fouled. Not that I'm being a little too aggressive there. Gaskin holding that left hand that is heavily taped. I wonder how exhausted he might be here late in the game, playing a ton of minutes for Panama. He's played 32 minutes so far in this game. Still got 8 minutes to go. Here's Gaskin. He'll tee up a 3. Can't get it to go. He thought that one was going to fall for him. Would have tied the game had it did. Canio. Carzola. Cifonte. Great job of using the jab step, but can't get it to go on the pull-up. And then King turns it over. Wanted Gaskins to continue his run. And King says, my bad.
Those are plays where fatigue is starting to set in, right? And guys are making, you know, just mistakes they wouldn't traditionally make.
Cifonte, Craterol had King in jail there. And King couldn't do nothing but reach over the top of the posting Craterol. He picks up a foul. His 3rd foul for King.
And Gaskins, you talk about the minutes that he's logged, right? He has to be tired there, but he spent a lot of today, a lot of tonight coaching up this young team, right? Huddling up guys and giving direction, and that in itself, you know, you have to give him credit, right? Continue to come out here and play the minutes, but also investing in his young guys.
Cifonte drills a triple. Every time Panama gets close, there is a response from Venezuela. Grant almost got his pocket picked, kept possession. Castillo, wild attempt at the rim. And the rebound by Cratero.
Great job by Venezuela. Defense crowded, swarming defense, speeding up Panama into a poor decision there.
Canio got away with a walk and lost control of the rock and somehow got it to Cifontes. Cifontes on the penetration, tapped glass but couldn't get it to go. And King eventually vacuums it in. Poked out of his hands. It will stay Panamanian basketball. 23 ticks on the shot clock. Romero checks back into the game with his 4 fouls. An important juncture in this game with 6:30 to play in the 4th. Subs on both sides, and now it will lead to a timeout. So 62-56 is your score. Venezuela in front, midway through the 4th.
Cambio y presionando, no cambio para atrás, cambio y presionando. Acá lo tenemos que entender eso. Sacan de fondo del lateral, ¿no? 20 arriba. Doble puño. Doble puño. Doble puño. ¿Está claro? Doble puño. Doble puño. Zona y combinada con se quedan con Montenegro, y con
en el primer cuarto no me está
queda Harold y los 2 grandes. ¿Ok? Porque Romero no está. Porque Romero no está. Vamos.
Talks about the gorgeous look from Betancourt to Cratero. There was a second look at it. Cratero with a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. You get to pool all of the bigs here in Brazil for the AmeriCup. It wouldn't take too long before you mentioned his name.
Not at all.
So Panama will inbound, make their own basket. Important juncture in the game. Panama. And Gaskins carry a heavier load to try and get this victory. Gaskins to the rim. Got that all with a intimidation at the cup. Machore picks up the foul. It's only his first. It's the second team foul for Panama here in the final frame. Cifuentes. Canio for three. No good. Bodies was on the deck as Gaskins tried to draw the charge on the earlier attempt. And a foul is called on the floor. I believe that looks like Ratero. Let's see. Yes, it is. Jumping over the back, they say. It's a tough one.
Troy just one of those small, pesky, wiry guards, right? So he makes it tough. You know, the fact that he's flying all around and getting on the floor.
Trevor Gaskins has had 35 minutes of play. And he looks up at the heavens after that turnover. Rather, potential turnover. They say last touch by Venezuela, and now the call is reversed. Was the right call to give the ball back to Venezuela. It's clearly touched Machore on the way out.
Machore, he's got to understand, you know, 5.5 minutes time and score, right? Each possession is valuable. You get a possession like that, you need to get some good offense out of it.
Out of Carzola, get that too. Gratero finding a crease to find Gratero, the big man, as he was rolling to the tin. Couldn't make the layup, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots. And that's King's 4th foul in this game. So 4 fouls for King, 4 fouls for Romero, and plenty of time left to play in this game.
One thing's for certain. When King fouls, he doesn't give you anything easy, right? He's laying that wood on you, and there's no opportunity for and ones or any momentum shifts at all. He's putting you at the line, and he's gonna force you to make 2.
Gratero goes 1 of 2 from the line. Shore trying to beat the press. King does. Romero sets for Gaskin. Gaskin looking to dance. Shore left alone is Gaskin for 3. Too strong, and a strong rebound inside by Gratero. Carzola. Last touch by Romero, it was. He'll stay here with 14 on the shot clock. Sub for the inbound. That's Rodriguez checking into the game for Machore. Quiet afternoon, evening I should say, for Rodriguez. With the strong hedge, he has 4 fouls. Has to be careful. Gratero on the follow. And timeout is called after the Gratero finish. Gratero looked like he was fouled on that one, in my opinion.
And that was just pure strength, right? Caught it midair. You could see the contact, shifted him in the air, but he's just so solid. Didn't really have much impact on him and still was able to finish through it.
Lo hago bien y saqué el hombre viene para acá. ¿Qué yo hago gateando el gal aquí? Ahora, ¿dónde están estos que se pasan entre? ¿Dónde está el que está aquí con ese tipo? ¿Dónde están los de atrás? ¿Dónde? ¿Quién comunica?
Vamos. 4 minutos.
Vete por aquí. Vete por aquí.
Vamos. Confianza, vamos.
Vamos.
Estos 4 minutos, vamos a poner estos 4 minutos.
Mira, atiende. Voy a jugar zipper directo. Oiga, cortina al 2, a uno de los dos lares y el pick de aquí adelante. Pick directo, ok, en zipper. Tienes que llamarlo.
Vamos, Panamá 3, vamos.
1, 2, 3. Vamos.
Important time now for Panama as they try to get back in this game. 65-56 your score in favor of Venezuela. And Venezuela closed them out. Left the door open a couple of times for Panama. Panama wasn't able to walk fully through. They were able to get into the shadow of the door, but not all the way through. Venezuela has led the entire game. 9 is the largest lead. Romero was looking for the lob attempt, and it was broken up. Cifonte will push the other way. His hands there, and that ball goes out of bounds. 20 on the shot clock for Venezuela to work with. Body's hitting the floor frequently now. See if the referee's whistle will try to slow some of that down. Canio driving to the rim. And now has a cramp. So we saw this from Delano Banton of Team Canada in the game before this. Now Canio with a cramp here in our final game of match day 1.
That's something to note. As much as you're gonna make, technical changes, I'm sure the medical staff of each team is aware of the heat in here and how humid it is. These guys gotta hydrate. As soon as the game ends, we gotta start loading up for tomorrow's match.
Rodriguez for 3. In and out. Rivera tapped at it. Reminder, he has 4 fouls. Has to be careful, does not want to pick up a cheapie for his 5th and final foul. Good sweep through move there by Cifontes, and he takes it right to the cup. Points and counting. Largest lead of the game for Venezuela. Rodriguez overshot the rim. And Graterol with a little intimidation. Martinez. I don't know what he was doing with that dribble, but he lost control of it and almost turned it over.
Doing too much, that's what he's doing.
He did turn it over. A 13-point spread. This is an important possession now for Panama. Rodriguez getting into it with his head coach. Just some passion there. Happens all the time. Melendez sending him back to the bench with some choice words. Shorter. King sets the screen for Gaskin. Shorter could not handle the pass as Gaskin threw it away. Cifuentes on the bench still complaining. It's about being taken out. Too early in a tournament like this, Javon, to be complaining about stuff like that. Plenty more games to play. And Gupta is now wide open as Cifuentes. His layup no good. Got a fresh shot clock. Final 2 minutes in this game. 13-point lead, the largest for Venezuela. Cifuentes. Martinez for three. Way short. Say close the window or doors. I think that's just tired legs. Let's face it, we're all tired. Been a long day here on game day 1. If anyone is tired, it's definitely Panama as well, as they just arrived here in Recife and stepped on the floor to play this game. Battle tough. Knocked on the door a couple of times, but weren't able to fully kick it in. Never led in this game. Gaskin is probably gassed. Jordan. That's a good looking shot. Feed back to 11. Arzola. Tratero. Strong drive. Good ball movement by Venezuela. Looky here, another possession. Under a minute to play in this game. Arzola. Cifuentes, jab step, Cifuentes to the rim. And he was hammered. He'll go to the line for 2.
And he's made, you know, talk about all the plays he's made in the first 3 quarters, but this fourth, he's been aggressive. It's almost like he's picked his spots. Was picking apart the defense, picking apart Panama with his pass early, and now this fourth quarter, just attacking, right? Here, playing off the catch, has the defense going one way and just getting himself to the rim, getting himself to the free throw line.
It's a 5th foul for Romero. And from his bench, it's like both coaches now going to their benches. Misses the first free throw. Well, if Venezuela is able to hold on here, 48 seconds remaining in the game, they look forward now to an off day, and then they play Team USA on Sunday. Same Team USA team that lost to Mexico in an upset earlier today. Cifuentes did a good job of saving the rock. Gets a fresh possession to kill some clock here late in the fourth. Cifuentes is fouled. That's going to put Panama in the penalty. Frustration all around for the team in red. There's the foul right there. Reach across. Well, Mexico blew this Group C wide open with a victory over the United States. They sit in the top spot of Group C, and they'll be joined by Venezuela as soon as this one goes final. Venezuela now riding a 3-game winning streak over Panama in the AmeriCup. Almost said America's Championship. That was the old name, the AmeriCup now. New name going forward. Cifuentes gets a good hand as he leads the game. The final time. Gaskin will look to inbound. Interesting possession here for Panama, while the result is already pretty much in the books. Point differential going to be so important, especially after watching Team USA to lose. Panama will not foul, and that will allow Carzola to dribble off the clock. Well, Venezuela now with 3 straight victories over Panama in AmeriCup competition. They win in 2022, 72-58, the final game of match day 1. Here you see the final stats from the game. A wire-to-wire victory for Venezuela. Can shoot the ball effectively from 3-point range, but that's okay because they were able to pound it in the paint, something you brought up at half.
Pounded in the paint, and on top of that, got themselves to the free throw line and 19 assists. And you look at the rebounding numbers, right? 41 rebounds tonight, 29 for Panama. You could just see who was the aggressor. There you have the leading scorers.
Everything made sense for Venezuela tonight. They looked great, and some of the highlights from this one on your screen now. A reminder, if you missed any of the action this match day 1, you could download the Courtside 1891 app. Your scores, your schedules, and your streams, both live and on demand. Courtside 1891, your way to catch up with the AmeriCup, FIBA Eurobasket, and the upcoming FIBA World Cup in a couple of weeks. Women's World Cup in a couple of weeks in Australia. Well, Colombia beat Uruguay. Mexico beat the United States. Brazil defeated Canada. And in our final game, Venezuela beating Panama 72-58. We'll have more AmeriCup action for Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. It's the debut of Group B. And then Virgin Islands and Argentina will do battle in the second game of Group B. Canada will look to avenge a loss to Brazil when they take on Uruguay. And Colombia and Brazil will do battle for the top spot in Group A. Hope you can join us then. For Javon Shepard, I'm Carlin Gay. We will leave you with the highlights of our final game here on match day 1. Venezuela defeating Panama 72-58. Good night from Recife.